Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks, Mowers, and in today's episode the video is going to be called a mower and a bag of bits. So I had a gentleman text me, my chair's in the way, I had a gentleman text me just the other day. I repaired a lawnmower of his way back. I believe it was a complete non-starter and I had to carburetor clean and bits and pieces. I think it's an Atco 35S. I'm not quite sure. It's quite an old girl. He was well pleased with the actual repair I did to it, which is good. He's been using it, but since then he's had problems with the Pullcord, which is something I didn't look at originally, didn't even touch it. And I've just got this bag of bits, which is not good. Hopefully all the bits are here. I got a text message from him somewhere just to say what had gone on. It did make me chuckle actually. His name's Mark, he's a nice fella. Good morning, just to give you as much info as possible. The starter seemed to be slipping when pulling the cord out and not turning the motor. Then the cord didn't recall back into it and just stayed outside the cover, so I took the cover off to see if it was something simple or something caught up in it, and all the carnage that followed is in the bag. So it looks like and a bag of bits. So I had a gentleman text me, my chair's in the way, I had a gentleman text me just the other day. I repaired a lawnmower of his way back. I believe it was a complete non-starter and I had to carburetor clean and bits and pieces. I think it's an Atco 35S. I'm not quite sure. It's quite an old girl. He was well pleased with the actual repair I did to it, which is good. He's been using it, but since then he's had problems with the Pullcord, which is something I didn't look at originally, didn't even touch it. And I've just got this bag of bits, which is not good. Hopefully all the bits are here. I got a text message from him somewhere just to say what had gone on. It did make me chuckle actually. His name's Mark, he's a nice fella. Good morning, just to give you as much info as possible. The starter seemed to be slipping when pulling the cord out and not turning the motor. Then the cord didn't recall back into it and just stayed outside the cover, so I took the cover off to see if it was something simple or something caught up in it, and all the carnage that followed is in the bag. So it looks like the spring's come amiss, although the spring does look complete. I'm going to be a bit careful what I pull out of here because I don't want to lose any bits, because I'm hoping it's all here. If it's not all here, then we're going to be stuck. So we've got a spring, and that looks good. To be fair, the spring looks good, so that's alright. And then we've just got a couple of bags of bits and bobs all in here. So I need to get a magnet tray to make sure we've got all the bits. Got all the dog clutches, got the little spring, got the split pin. Yeah, it looks like it's all here, so that's good. Hopefully. So we'll have a look at the lawnmower, see what it is, and then we'll come back on it for it. That's one thing I've got to order up because that's shot. I don't want to use this gasket glue if I can help it. But all the bits are here. The cams actually look really good. Cams don't look affected, so I'm hoping it's just that crank piston rod there. So that's all in bits, all been cleaned up. You'll see a bit later on in another video, but I need to get on and do this Pullcord first, and as they come in. This is just a future project to get this hate up and running, so that'd be cool. I've got a feeling that package for me is actually that that chainsaw brake for that chainsaw I got going. This one down here. That one, I think that's the brake for the new chainsaw cover for that. So we'll get on and do that a bit later on. So yesterday I went down to help my old man out to he bought a new shed, and that came yesterday, so I want to get that up before this bad weather come in, because we've got about 3 or 4 days of bad weather now. I say bad weather, it's actually good weather because it's good for the lawns and they do need it, so can't say too much about that. Right, where's my magnet tray? Let's get that over, and let's get all these bits out of this bag. I have got slightly too many projects on, so I need to get some done, completed, and then clear the decks of it. And never clean up again, but that's neither here nor there. Right, I'm thinking that's it. Can't see no more in the bag. There's a note on the bag. Bag of bits for the mower. Pullcord kept slipping. Okay. The problem is the lawnmower is of an age. That's the issue. So we may have an issue putting it all back together. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this cord because I think it needs a new pull cord anyway. I seem to remember saying that there wasn't much throw on the pull cord. I seem to remember saying that in the video. One of you guys have to go back and check in my 35 Suffolk punch videos, see if I did say about having a short throw. Right, so pull cord can come out. I'll pair long nose snips. This is a problem of having lots of projects on, as your tools are everywhere. You try and keep it all together to finish the project off, but I can't. As I say, I can't pick and choose what I want to start and finish at the same time. It doesn't work like that with me. I just want to try and. This bloke wants his lawnmower up and running, so everything else is my own project. So, right, what have we got? Got a washer in there. I want to give this a clean off inside first. Give that a clean. Give that a clean. It's just full of gunk that needs to be gunk free. And the first thing I want to check is to make sure that the parts on here, that's where the spring clips onto there, and I think it goes onto there by the looks of it. So they're not broken. Yeah, so that end there, that fits onto that there by the looks of it, I'd say. So that's okay. And the other end of it is good, and that just sits into there, so that's okay. Right, so a bit of a clean off, bit of a tidy up, nothing special. Just want to make sure all these parts are nice and clean and full of dirt and grime, whatever. You're going to get rid of it all. Right, that's all the bits now that are going to have moving parts on them. They're all now clean, been blowed off, and the spring's been cleaned as well. Quick slurp of the old black stuff. Thank you, Chris. Right. First things first, need to try and assemble this section. Put the dogs back on so that it does at least have all the right bits and it does operate correctly. Then we can start to attach the spring. Right, let's make a start then. Now, the only problem with this obviously is that I wasn't there when it all fell apart, so it would have been nice to just have it all completed so I can see how it all goes. So I'm making this up as I go along because every single one is different, although they are very, very slightly the same. But we should just see what happens. That was a bit of a clean up. So I had a washer on the bottom side there. So I go that way. That goes on like that, I'd say. It doesn't fit in them grooves. I'd like to think it did actually. But that'll go on there, something like that, or something like that. It don't go on there. That don't fit on there. It tends to want to go there. That's where I'd say it goes. We've got some dogs. We've got a spring. We've got a main bolt. We've got a split pin to go through the bolt. We've got a plethora of washers, all different sizes. Three nuts that goes on a pull cord. So I would say that these ones can actually just literally go onto a pull cord assembly to bolt it down with them 3 nuts. That's what I like to think. And the 2 dogs. Yeah, we've got a plate. That plate will go on there because that'll hold the spring in place. Right, so it's just got to figure out this dog section here. So these dogs will go onto there. Now that looks about right. If I turn it round, it doesn't go there like that. So that'll go onto there like that. Now oh no, that's right. So I don't have springs on there. This will have just. Sometimes you have a spring that goes on these. I mean modern ones. Something like that. And as you pull it, that will twist, and that'll open up the dogs, I think. That's had a big washer on there, so that'll go through there, I'd say. Like that. Once it goes through there, so that spring just a little bit concerned where that goes. It won't go in there. That's got to go in here somewhere. Where's that bolt? I wonder if that bolt's got anything to do with it. I doubt it. That spring looks a bit big. Yep. So I'm happy with that. Happy with that. That's got a continuous rubbing on there. That doesn't go on there for certain. Okay, so we're halfway home. So let me take those off. We know where they go now. I want to put that onto there. That goes in there, that's quite obvious. But you want something to retain that spring, to retain that coil, which I'm assuming is that part there. It's got a nice rubbing surface there, so I'm assuming that does go on there. And that holds that in place. The spring's got to go into here. So something like that maybe. And then the spring will come out and hook onto there. That hooks onto there. That bolt will go through to hold it all together. That spring sits in there. That dog goes on there. That dog, I call these dogs, so you know they're called teeth or you know claws, but I call these dogs. That goes on there. Split washer on top. Yeah. Now I might try and get away with putting another washer on there. That looks a bit thick. I might just better get a pin through that. Okay, right, that's how it all goes in that order. But the first thing to do, I need to secure this spring in place. That's going to be the first chore, and these are fiddly. There's no two ways about it, and you can very easily put this on back to front, and I probably will. So I've got a bit of a bird's nest going on with the spring. Try and sort this mess out first. Right, we're back in the room. So that's got to go on there. I'm not happy with the way that's actually going to sit on there because that's got a hook on there last. So that, yeah, that piece has got to go on there, but that should go, I like to think, like that. And it all calls up. Watch it jump off and smack me straight in the chops. Okay, right, so that's how it's going to go for now. So what I'm going to do with this, literally, is grab hold of the inside and put it all together, and then start the calling process. And this really hurts your thumb, so get a lot of it under control first off. Start to call it all up, and then give it a pull, and start to call again. Pull it again. It's got to go inside that tray, you see. That's got to sit onto there without all jumping up and biting me. Give it a pull. Start to call it. If at any point you think it's going to go twang, take it off, secure it. It's got to sit inside that tray. I'm hoping this is around the right way. Oh, get in there. And these springs just fight you all the way. They know. They know you're trying to get it to go to work. Alright, I want to go round. Round and round. It's got to come out of there. In like that. Right, that's in place. It's not quite where I want it because that's got to be quite close to this, you see. So that wants to be taken in a fraction. That should be enough. All I'm going to do is hook it onto there. Once that's hooked, we can then put this piece onto this piece without it jumping off and biting me, because they do. So you're not going to see what I'm doing. I've got to be really careful. I'm holding the plate together at the same time. So that's going to go onto there first, onto that little tiny lug. Once it's on, we can then bend this round. Yeah, don't you dare. They are fiddly. It's got to go onto that little tiny knobbly bit hanging out, and then it's got to go round. I don't know if I might have to uncall this without it jumping off yet. Might be easier. Just keep hold of that spring. Do not let go of that spring. Well, that's roughly in place. Twist that back round. Don't you jump out. It's trying to jump out, so well, that's it in place. Nearly. It just wants to jump out of there all the time. That's it there. Let me push that down a bit more. Are you seeing that? I don't know if you can see it or not. It's in there now, look. If it wants to jump off, it's got to be in the right place. That's it there. Right, that's in. Don't move. That then, this hook piece here, goes onto this hook piece just here. Over the shaft. Right, that's now taken. And now, when you call it, you'll see it naturally springing back. So that's there. What you can do at this point, you can now, if you wanted to, put the pull cord on. But what I want to do, I want to secure this. I don't want that to jump out. So the bolt goes through the bottom. I don't think it's quite the right bolt for it, is what I'm guessing. It doesn't quite look right to me. That goes through. Put one of the dogs on. Slurp of the old coffee. Thanks, Chris. Yep. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Don't start mucking me about. Got no more bits in there what we all don't need. That's got to go on that way, is it? Yeah, that goes on there. Another dog. That goes on there. That goes in there. That goes on there. Now I've got to push that bolt through. It's quite a mission holding all this together because that spring is always trying to fight you. So I'm going to put that washer on. That looks good, but there's quite a big gap there. That's what's concerning me. 1, 2, 3 washers left. I've got quite a plethora of washers. You know what, I might just leave that as it is. This is a problem when you get stuff in that you haven't taken apart. Split pin. Alright, so technically everything is now in place and that cannot now jump out, so now it's safe. Just turning the split pin round. I mean, he did well, really, to be fair, to have a go at it. You know, can't knock someone for having a go. Never ever knock anybody just for having a go at it, even if it goes wrong. He did well, to be fair, to get all the bits, because when that spring come out, that would have gone twang. And now we can see, hopefully, them springs now starting to work. See? Yeah. Right, happy with that. I'm now going to get a bit of pull cord and I'm going to put a new pull cord in. Slightly thinner than what he had. It's only a small little tiny tiddly engine. This is about 3.5mm, this is about 4, but I have got some 4.5, that'd be too thick. Right, so next thing I want to do is I want to put some tension on this pull cord. Just by spinning it. Keep hold of it. You don't want that spring jumping out. When if you let go of it, this now goes now on call. Technically, the spring could jump out of its housing. I'm just hoping the spring is round the right way. If not, it's all come around again, all come off again, and then the spring's got to be turned over. But I think it is right. So I'm going to put plenty of tension on this. You can feel it when it's had enough. It's getting near there now. Right, that don't want much more. So now I'm going to go around to find the hole. There's a hole there. I want the hole. Schoolboy error. Anyone notice it? The hole for this is on the inside. You have to put the pull cord on first, then wind it up. So that's now. Oh, I might be able to get away with it. Might. I can see the hole. I wonder, it's just here. And I wonder if I can't just thread that through. Let's get a bit of slack on this pull cord. I wonder if I can't thread that through there. This is why it hurts your thumbs, you see. Just trying to locate the pull cord now, see where it's gone. Just about see it. That's it there. No, that's got to come back off again. That's a shame. No, my mistake. That's annoying. Should have spotted that, because the actual hole for it is there, I believe. No, where is it? There it is there. And it actually sits inside it. I can't tie it off on the other side. So no, let's back off. Give us 2 ticks. I've taken the split pin out. Now this is going to want to jump out. Very careful. Here it is. We're lucky. So that's where the pull cord goes. Oh, it doesn't in here. And that's why I couldn't fetch it through, because that had been under the plate just here. So now it can go in through there. And it was a bit of a schoolboy error, but as I say, it happens. Got that spring jumping out. Tie a knot in it, or a couple. I've just purchased a mower off of eBay actually. I hope to pick up today. It's a Mountfield with electric start, and it's got the same problem. I called, the spring's gone. That was cheap. Right, that's in there. So hopefully I'll pick that up today. Right, now I'm going to go back on again. So that little hook there has got to line up with that little hook on that spring just there. Which is there. Right, let's put this back together again. I was watching the old D-Day celebrations, remembrance the other day. That was cool. There's aren't them boys, I tell you. They're fantastic, weren't they? They went through it. Cool. They certainly went through it, them boys. And girls, of course. Yep. I'm just trying to get this bolt to stay up. It don't want to stay up. So I'm going to put something underneath that if I can. I might just get one of them nuts off of here. Put that down. And then just try and locate that. Yep. Come out of there. And twist that bolt so it fits in there. That's it. And try and sit that on there. That's better. That's not as high as I like that. I want to go a bit higher. Bear with me. That's it. Whoa. Right. Let me try and hold it like that. Better. It's trying to come out. I know I can feel it. Alright, that's got him. To a certain degree. Split pin in. The snips. I'll Riley be chuffed he's got a parcel. He's at school today. Last day today for the weekend. But he'll be well chuffed. Oh, mind you, it depends which way the videos come out. I may do this video first and then let's see. But I'm trying to get that split pin to go a bit more, to go in. I'd like it to sit flush if I can, like that. That'd be better. I don't want to go any further in there. That's better. That's it. Right. So now, if that's got it, let's soon find out. Yeah, it has. So now we could literally just get hold of that. Once you get so far with it, let go of that cord. Let the cord uncoil. It feels very slack in here. I think that's just the design of it, you know. So it isn't a young lawnmower. Well, that's about as far as it wants to go, I'd say, which is about right because that hole is just there. So hold that down. Right, I'll get this pull cord. Snip that off with a pair of scissors. Right, I started winding that up, but I think it does need that other washer because it's quite sloppy. It should move, but I'm not quite happy with it, so I've let the tension back out again. I need to get a new split pin. That split pin's just broken on me, but I've got a whole pack full of them. Just not quite happy with it. As I say, I didn't take it apart, so I'm not 100% certain how it went back together, but let me take that split pin back out. And let me grab my tub of split pins, which I should have relatively close. They're rivets. Split pins. I knew they'd come in handy. Which way around is it that way? Yeah. I don't want nothing too big. That should be enough, I'd say. The smaller one is a bit too small. Yeah, that's a bit too. Yeah, that should do it. Right, so I'm going to push that down, but this time I do want something underneath that to push that all the way home. So I'll put one of the nuts underneath it, like that, and then set it down, and that will then push that up as far as it can. Now, can I get that onto there and a pin in place? Just. Just wasn't quite happy with the way that was sitting. Let that nut go. I'm sticking it. That's it. Right. Shut that down. Yeah, that's better now. Let me try and just move that pin round. I like to snip a bit of it off the back. It is a bit long now. better. I'm hoping it's not going to be too forceful until I to actually get that on and in place. I won't know if our dogs are working. So let me get some tension back on it, and then I'll refred it, and then we'll see if our dogs are working. Right, so I've got the lawnmower. Bought it indoors because it's not very nice outside. That just bolts on. With these, you can just tie a piece of string around this to pull it on these. It's got a pull cord, I suppose. Yeah, that's catching. That's good. Couple of washers. Dee. There's one. We have a bit of a tip up. That's it. It's a nice little old engine, this. Pride of Britain, Pride of Britain, Suffolk punch. Right, hold on. Snick these up. One there somewhere. That all moved then. Why did that all move? Oh, it's moving. Ah, it's a bit loose. Let me get my ratchet on these and just tighten these up a touch. Yeah, that all moved then. So. One there. There should be one down here somewhere. That'll be a spanner job. And there'll be one down here, and there'll be another spanner. Let me just tighten it up with a quick spanner, and then we'll give it a try. Right, that's all now tightened up, and we've got a bit of compression there. That seems to be catching and working as it should. Let's get it outside and give it a bit of a run. Okay, let's give it a go then. Bit of choke. There's no flood on my carburetor on these. What we've got, that's drive I think, what I remember. Yeah, it's drive. Bit of rabbit. Let's see what happens. That's wanting to lift off of that. Something not quite right. It's looking to rise off. Just down here. You watch here. It's slipping. That plate's coming away. Some reason. Really weird. See it there, look. It's like the disc is not sitting fully in there. That wants to lift out. Yeah, it slips. So dogs are, I can actually see the dogs actually rising off of above the pulley arm. See that? Right, take it back off. Okay. There's something not quite right. I don't think the cup's worn. Let me just make sure it's on tight enough first before I start taking it off. I don't want to shear them bolts. And that's tighter than what I would normally put them on. You can still see the rattle. There, see? And I can see the dog has actually come out of a cup. Can you see that? Let me bring you in and you can actually see the dog. There it is there, right in the centre, has actually risen outside of a cup. There's something that's not quite right there. I'm not quite sure what that is. It may want a new Pullcord assembly, but I can't see it. The only other thing I could possibly do is a bit cheating, I think. I'll take that off. One washer, two washers, I'm missing a washer somewhere. I'll find that in a minute. Now, what I'm considering doing, let me bring you down. I wonder, I reckon that's all worn, because that cup should sit on there relatively flush. And it's not sitting in there as much as I would like. So can I bring that cup out? Undo that, and try and bring that cup further out of the machine to give it a bit more throw on it. I think that's what I'm going to try and do. Just pack it with some washers behind it to bring that cup out a touch. Let's see if that works. I think this is only held in by these two bolts, one there and one there. It's just not quite got enough throw on it. I think the cup is worn. There's quite a bit of wear on that cup, to be fair, so it could benefit from a new cup. If I pack that with some washers on the back of it, that will push that cup further out, giving us a bit more room. I'm going to grab my washers and I'll come back. Okay. I'll have to advise the man, it'll probably need a new cup, that's what it is. But short term, if I put some washers on the back of that, don't need to be massive, that'll do. Let's put, say, 3 on there. 3 or 4, let's try 4 look like. 4 is considerable, let's try 3. 1 each. It's not a lot, but you know, you're talking another couple of mil. It might just be enough just to bypass it. Just to reseat it a bit better. Quite windy out here today.
maybe too much. Just want them dogs just to grip better inside the cup rather than just on the outside of it. Okay. Now that actually sits better inside there. Okay, that's now been bolted back on. Let's have a look, see what that looks like. It's catching better and it's sitting much further inside the cup, but I'm only pulling it gently at the minute. Let's give it a fire. Let's see what happens, I suppose. Otherwise we're never going to know. A bit of that. Chokes on. On. Fired first pull, look at that. To be fair, it doesn't want a massive pull on it, but done it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It does want a new cup. That's what it needs. Runs as absolutely as if the day it was first manufactured, as far as I'm concerned. That runs beautifully. Right, that's done. I'm happy. Okay, another good little fix. I'm actually quite happy with that, the way that turned out. It does want a new cup. It is slightly worn, but I think as long as he's relatively gentle with it, it'll be fine. It doesn't need a 6'2" burly bloke like me sitting there pulling it to death. You know, it'll fire on its first compression. So I think, you know, gently does it, and that will last a season. I'll have a look, see how much they are online for a new assembly, or just a new cup. I'll try a new cup first. It does seem to be like the disc inside does tend to not warp, but it turns a bit of play in there, and it shouldn't have much play because I've put two washers in there, so it shouldn't have much more. But anyway, it's done. I'm happy. Good little fix, and it's nice to have it back actually, that little Suffolk Punch 30, because it's a nice little mower and it runs really sweet. It runs lovely. So that's it. I'm done for today. I've got work this weekend, Saturday night, Sunday night. That's a shame, bit of a double. But after that, I should have a relatively easy week. I want to get on and do the hater, at least get the piston out of it, to see exactly what's going on with that, and then get the part ordered. Now he has said that it is actually possibly the crank. As I say, the cam looks good, so I need to get the piston arm out. If anyone has got any prices or any codes for me for that, that'd be cool. I'll get the engine number for you. So the engine number is just there. If anyone can assist me, that'd be good. Help each other out. There's the engine numbers, and then if anyone can find out the a price for the piston arm, that'd be good. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this episode of Micks Mowers. I hope you found it informative. I hope you had a bit of fun along the way. Those springs are particularly tricky. My best advice is make sure you assign yourself enough time. You may have your own techniques on the way you do it. You can do it with a nail on a board and a drill and what have you, but that's just how I do it. Just assign yourself a bit of time, and patience is what's required with doing those springs. But not all in all, a good little fix. So anyway, I'm waffling. Thank you very much for joining me on today's episode of Micks Mowers. I hope to find you all again on the next video. Don't forget, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, give it a bit of a share. If it's your first time you're watching these videos, I've got 30 or 40 other videos I'm doing other bits and pieces. Don't forget to tap the old subscribe button if that's something you wish to do, and also give the old bell a nice good whack, and that will tell you the next time I release another video. Until next time, don't forget, more importantly, take it easy.